You guys are witnessing John Zherka, who's pushing 30, creepily and very awkwardly trying to kiss up and grind on this 16-year-old girl. Now, it's actually news that is breaking that the guy who apparently has been bragging about all this jailbait sort of humor, now all of a sudden it has bit him in the arse, which is funny because he was talking a big game about beating people up, and then when he got pressed by a D-list kick streamer known as HS Tiki whatever the hell that means, his word also collided with reality, and he made an arse out of himself, like I said was going to happen. And so basically, we do have the other factor of John Zerka's personality. On one hand, we have Coke threatening to fight everybody and underage girls. And look how all of these are starting to really drag him down. It's actually pretty marvelous. Now, you look at Heel Mike again, the lackey of Zherka, again, late 20s, early 30s sort of guy. He's over here lusting for a girl on the stream, just very cringe. Again, you think that it's funny that it's a bit, but it's also like, God, like, why? That's not cool. Not cool. Again, this is the sort of shit you do maybe in college. Again, not 10 years older than that. Okay, so this is just utterly pathetic, and let's look at the receipts for now. So I'm going to present to you something really interesting about this. We're going to talk about how Heel Mike responds to questions in the same vein of what we're talking about today.
On my stream, I don't give a fuck. Fake ID, good. Good. I didn't even know they made those.
Really? Okay, great. So again, these guys have no idea what they're doing. They're way out of their league. And again, this is stuff you ought to learn by, like, I don't know, 18, 19, 20, 21. You're at my age, 21. Get it together. You don't know what a fake ID is, really. So I'm assuming this guy's reliving what he ought to have experienced in his early 20s in college by doing it in his late 20s, by saying, oh, well, I don't know a fake ID, but I'm partying with all these hoes. Again, how out of your depth are you? Okay, fake IDs are very common. That being said, for him to just mock the idea in lieu of this whole thing, by the way, is an awful plan. Some more great material for you guys. Again, this is a lot of people's role model. And granted, did I think he was funny for a summer? Yes, but this is just appalling. This is appalling. It's just odd. It's just odd to do this in person, and obviously in person as in real life, in the stream. Just, again, you are 30 years old, man. Pretty bad. Now, there is a retort to this whole thing by Heel Mike, again, that curly-haired white guy. Okay, so he's saying that last night we got set up by a trusted worker of mine. Again, do you think the guy who said fake ID is good is going to have a trusted worker to any capacity? A trusted worker means some, like, bottom bitch. Am I wrong? Okay, now, granted, this is kicking me out, the girls' secret recording, so we're going to address this later on. But basically, what you can see here is that the girl had a fake ID, which, okay, fine. So maybe you didn't knowingly sleep with a underage girl, but the point is that, first of all, you're 30 hooking up with these teeny boppers, and whether or not that's legal is to also say, again, the maturity. You're 15 years older than these chicks, and it's appalling. But even more so than that, again, these are petite, A-cup, like, not even, you're not even going for, I don't know, Beyonce at 17. No, you're going for this chick at 16, and it's like, dude, no. Now, here we have a segment of the stream where they're reviewing the girl's ID to make sure that they can bang her or something, which, again, if you're ever in this position, do not follow through on it. It is not worth it, okay? This is not the hottest girl to ever exist. This is just not even logical. Not even logical, bro. This is like barely, oh my God. Anyway, my point being is that this is more or less in line, like, with when everybody's drunk and there's like 4 guys and you're like, okay, who's the least likely to get a DUI? At that point, just shut it the fuck down. Throw the keys into a river. You're going to get in trouble, okay? You're like, oh my God, is this girl really 18? Fuck, stop, okay? And again, it's not a moral thing like, oh my God, you're a predator. It's just to say you are 30 years old. Do not be in this line of life, okay? One thing if you're 20 and you're like, okay, this girl's 17, 18, but this is way beyond that. It's just a really pathetic thing to find yourself in. Again, when you're born in 1994 or whatever, furthermore, it's just more obvious, like, okay, your line of life is just really bad. Now, over here, Zerka's putting it together that the girl was underage. Now, granted, think about this. Zherka is freaking out, which is to say, was it really worth it? Was it really worth it getting a nut? Was it really worth risking all this? And again, you did not get with the girl that was, very big and you could have thought something else. It was a petite 5'2". Like, what kind of niche interest is that? I personally don't subscribe to that at all. But like, for him to be like, oh my God, I really like as young as possible while still legal, you're going to fucking burn yourself. And look what happened. I mean, it's like if you're driving 15 over, trying to avoid a felony or criminal speeding ticket, and then you get it and you're like, oh shit, whoops, I went 5 over that. Well, you shouldn't have played with fire. And so it's to say, like, okay, this guy's deeply deeply, deeply in the wrong here. Now, the genius that we know as Heel Mike, who I'd be surprised if he even got a GED, is apparently on the record for trying to defend himself by saying that he secretly recorded the girl lying about her age in a two-party consent state known as Florida, which is to say that he just kind of screwed himself over. And let's see exactly what was said here.
Swear on the Bible and God and Christ. Swear on your swear on your mother, your dad, your whole family, your whole family. Look at me. Your whole family dies if you don't say, if you lie. You're above 18.
I'm above 18 on my whole family.
Okay, again, think about this. How bad do you have to be, down bad that is, that you got to be like, swear on the Bible I can fuck you? Stop it. It's not worth it. What are you thinking? Again, seriously. And again, the guy is sloshed, immature as shit. You're about to sleep with a jailbait, like you don't know how old she is, and you're going to be wasted. Like you're just asking for a case, dog. And are these people smart enough to get a lawyer? No, because if they did, then they would have actually had way better responses, if any at all, on the subject matter. But in fact, if they do get prosecuted for some reason, they're going to look really fucking stupid doing all these bad things, such as, posting a secret recording in a two-party consent state. A prosecutor could eat that up. And so for this to be the case, it's just awfully egregious. And again, Heel Mike is way out of his own depth. And when it comes to making love to this 16-year-old, it's to say like, okay, maybe you're going to shack up with Tyrone in a matter of about maybe 6 months. And so was it really worth it is my question.
Abby, you have been friends with her? You've been friends?
I swear to God, on my family, on my dog, on my job, I would not bring you an underage.
So I trust you because, you're respected in the industry. You work for
Oh my God.
Fit.
You're respected in the industry. You're so respected that you bring me teenage girls that are just barely legal. Yeah, very respected worker. Okay. Again, just so bad. Not even who's going to sweep this shit up, okay? Better Call Saul, that dude, you could not sweep this thing up, okay? No lawyer could do this. Plus, again, to be in the position where you're like, swear to God, you're old enough. What the fuck? Again, you're 30. If I did that, that's a different thing. But again, still, what the fuck, man? You're what, 30? Please be 18. No, man. Look elsewhere. It's over. Now, with this whole thing of, the girls lying to him, I understand that. The girls obviously are of no moral character themselves. Even the 16-year-old is in the wrong. Again, why the fuck are you in a Zherka stream if you're 16? Again, the parents also made a mistake. The father evidently confirmed that this Yuli girl was underage, which is to say, okay, dad, where the fuck were you? Huh? Now, that is an interesting paradigm. That does not take away culpability from Zherka and Heel Mike, but we care about Zherka here. And it's to say, okay, well, obviously this girl's a liar. Now, there is another accusation, though, that we're going to address. So this allegation and accusation has to do with Zherka. Now, he's going to sweep it up for himself again. Hire an attorney. You got money for blow and, some of that snow, then let's get an attorney on the low, please God. But, he has not, from what I can tell. Now, this is the Zherka statement, buddy. All right, now let's look at this. I met bitch through podcast girl who IDs everyone. Okay. I checked her ID and friend vouched. Okay, first of all, you are a Canadian citizen who's visiting Miami. You really think you would know what a fake ID is compared to a real one? How could you tell? Again, it'd be one thing if I'm in Arizona and I'm in a college culture and I'm like, okay, well, I know the fakes in Arizona because like you would get that. But again, you were a Canadian citizen. I wouldn't go to Mexico and be like, oh shit, I can tell these apart. No, you can't. So for you to have checked it yourself while you're drunk or on coke is just asinine to say like, oh, I was so thorough. You're not thorough. And when you come in with this next segment here, you say, no way this woman can be this clout hungry and evil because she is around the industry all the time. And it was all for clout. Okay, first of all, do we even know the people that are shitting on Zherka rightfully, okay? Shaq to Kobe, we're dunking. Look, the point is that nobody knows what the girl is. Okay, I vaguely can recall the girl's name was Yuli. That's it. Does the girl have her own account where she's like, Zherka did this to me, Heel Mike did this to me? That doesn't exist because, again, this is not really for clout from what I can tell. Now, could the Abby chick who they trusted to verify ID, could she have fucked them over? Yes. But is this a clout grab? Again, clout for what reason? I'm trying to nail this guy to a cross metaphorically, and yet I don't even know who the hell the victims are, so to speak, which is to say, if they're going for clout, they're doing a horrible job at it. So this sort of poisoning of the well is really stupid. And again, shows prejudice in a way. And I'm thinking about it in a court setting because I want to go to law school. But the point is that he'd get killed in that sort of setting. Now, next paragraph. I've been nothing but good to that stupid bitch. We never had one issue in past collaborations. She always just did her job as the girl finder in streams. I swear to God, she had no reason to try and get me got. So then you make this even worse, dipshit. So your whole defense is that you were set up and that you didn't know she was jailbait. Okay, well, if that's true, then why are you saying that she doesn't have a motive to screw you, you dumbass? Again, if from a lawyer point of view, you need to prove and say the witness has a reason to try to screw me, therefore discredit it. They've basically perjured their own character. You've impeached your own character. That being said, Zherka does the opposite and says, there's no reason for them to lie about me. So why are they lying about me? You're a fucking idiot. How does that even happen to you, bro? He's so dumb that I think that if he were to do the LSAT, he couldn't even put his name on the fucking paper, I would assume. Now, this is so bad. Egregious even. Next paragraph. Can you imagine how much worse that could have gotten? And I don't even know the motive, but I'm going to ruin that bitch's life for farming that clip off my perfectly clean record. You don't have a clean record. Clean record as in like you haven't been caught with a minor before, like in the flesh. That's not a clean record. In my opinion, clean record would be like I haven't had any associations with anything in that vein with the teeny boppers and whatever else. And therefore, this is out of the blue. But you don't have a clean record. When somebody says Zherka got caught with a 16-year-old, they're going to say, oh, about time. You know, like, for example, if you're an alcoholic and then you get caught drunk driving, those aren't necessarily the same thing, but they correlate a hell of a lot. And so when you're over here doing all these chomo jokes, it's no surprise that this sort of thing happens and people just run to their conclusions. So to say you have a clean record is asinine. It's just completely ridiculous, okay? Like if you're a known racist who doesn't say the N-word in public, but then you're alleged that you have said it, then people are going to conclude that. You're going to say, I had a clean record. I've never done that. But you seem like the type that would. And so you do not have a clean record by that standard. Again, he's using clean record in the court sense of like, I've never been convicted of a crime, which again is bullshit most of the time. But even beyond this, if you're thinking with a court mentality like what he just tried to do here, then you would have deleted the shit you've done in the past several hours because this is all ridiculously stupid. Now, moving on towards the end. She did not even apologize. She just kept saying that I am tripping her for no reason. I'm tripping for no reason and that the girl's not lying. What a nasty fucking bitch. You know, whenever you're accused of a sexual impropriety with a woman, what you need to do is say, fucking bitch, you're a liar. That makes you look ridiculous, Zherka. As a guy, if you're trying to defend yourself from anything, the last thing you want to do is try to impeach the character of a girl in such a non-subtle way. Again, if you're going to do the gaslight, do something more clever. This is just ridiculous. Again, on one hand, you're saying this bitch is lying about me, but then saying there's no reason for her to lie, which just makes her truth seem more valid. You dumb ass. You dumb ass. Now, in the comment section, tell me if this is a smoking gun, but look at this right here. Heel Mike has posted a photo laying in bed with what appears to be a 16-year-old girl identified as Yuli. Okay? So he types in his Discord, 0 regrets tonight. Good night. Now, is this the girl? I would say, yeah, probably. Phenotypically the same. Size-wise checks out. And, you know, again, we're talking about a maturity issue with these people. It's not so much that you're a child predator or anything, because honestly, I don't think he would touch a kid or anything. I doubt it. The point is, though, is that why are you posting yourself with a teeny bopper? And by that term, I mean like a girl that's, let's say, between 15 and 19. You know what I mean? So why would you post a picture and say, and like to brag, like 0 regrets, like, oh, I just got laid. How old are you? Again, you might get those Snapchats freshman year of college. I get it, you know. Oh, wow, bro, I just fucked this girl. Okay, you are God knows how old, and look at what you're doing with your fucking time. 0 regrets, loser, autistic, weird retards on Discord. Hey, oh, you suck. Okay, assuming this is a real age, Heel Mike is apparently 29, which is in line with Zherka, okay, folks? So, again, you are over 12 to 13 years older than this girl you're taking a selfie with. By the way, she's asleep, okay? So you're saying, I'm so proud of fucking this girl. You are a lot older, even if she were 18. Even if she were 18. You're over 10 years older and you're bragging about that. It's just pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. A flex when you're 29 ought to be like, oh, I'm on my 3rd child with my wife. That's the flex that it ought to be. Again, these people are supposed to be vaguely right-wing, especially Zherka. Heel Mike, he knows he's stupid, but Zherka pauses himself as like, I am the Catholic, I'm trad. And where is the folly? It's everywhere to be found. And it's just so egregious that you got to say like, okay, let's stop talking about religion, because the salvation you're claiming has apparently not worked on you just based on the fruits of your, what is it, labor or works. The point is that I'm just saying that beyond just the castigation that everybody else is going to do, I'm also going to impugn the moral character of a guy like Zherka who's posting bullshit like this. So look at this fucking meme, and he's posting this shit and he thinks that it's going to work for him. He says, it says kiss the minor. You know what? I agree with him. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, make fun of your situation, dipshit. Now, things are unfolding right now, so let's see what Zherka says here.
I'm clear. The bitch is 18.
Yeah, she's clear. And this is the girl who was in bed.
Yo, you got.
Okay, so now he's claiming that he did not sleep with a 16-year-old and that, in fact, this is an 18-year-old.
Yo, you got ID her right now, bro. What the fuck? Is it, second, is it 18?
Yeah, she's 18.
Okay, all right, cool.
Why are you posting this? This is a terrible, terrible, terrible look. This is the equivalent of saying, well, I didn't get a DUI, but here's a breathalyzer test. See, I'm not drinking and driving. You're just making yourself look worse. Just ignore it. Ignore it and act normal. And then people will say like, oh, he wouldn't do that. Oh, he wouldn't do that crime. Then you'd be fine. Why acknowledge it? Don't acknowledge it. You look like an idiot. You're insecure, clearly. And again, you're 30 years old and insecure. How bad do you have to be where you're a conventionally attractive 6'5" built guy and you're still fucking insecure? It's actually kind of crazy. Plus, he's 30, by the way. Just imagine that. So that basically covers it for tonight, folks. John Zherka just took another L, which is appalling. I used to chronicle the L's, but it got a little too repetitive with his bull jive. But anyway, Heel Mike also took another L. Now, let's assume everything I just said was false, in which case, well, I don't really know because this is all happening in real time, basically. But I gotta say, how is it that even if you didn't post a selfie with you with a 16-year-old, you're still bragging about fucking an 18-year-old or whatever? I mean, it's just, again, pathetic. It's juvenile. In 10 years, will I do the same thing? The answer is definitely not. And so let's get some lessons learned here. And you can take away from this video that you ought to, if you're ever in a position where you got to ID to see if the girl's old enough, just stop. Not worth it. If it's a fake, you're screwed. And again, maybe the law's a little too rigorous about that. Like, for instance, I think in Canada, the age of consent is 16, and in Florida, it's 18. You could say that, whatever. But the point is that you need not to be in that position. Again, it's called the Romeo and Juliet laws for a reason. It's not fucking Uncle with Juliet. When you're 30, it's time to move on from the teeny boppers. It's time to actually maybe get married, settle down, lay off the blow, or maybe do the blow, but do something entertaining for your guests, for your customers, for your clients. In fact, instead, what these people are doing is getting drunk every night in Miami, going down to Brickell, whatever, God knows, and rizzing up some, again, intoxicated bitch, and then bragging about the Riz about that, which is not impressive, okay? You're 30 years old. You worked at nightclub Zherka. You've had over 10 years to hone in on the craft, so to speak, and wow, you got some 18-year-old to get wet. That's very impressive, dog. I bet a bunch of other guys can do that. And, the girls are drunk when they can't notice it's balding. And so that's what I'm going to end up with. See y'all in the next one. Adios.